today's health headlines, the everyday products that can increase the risk of breast cancer and what the color of your eyes have to do with pain.
Really? Dr. Adam Ofer is here to give us some insight. So first off, and I heard this earlier, everyday chemicals can increase the risk of breast cancer?
Yeah, look, this is a big deal. For some reason, we all think that our skin is this impervious thing, and we're always coating ourselves with all sorts of cosmetics. You think twice before you take an Advil or any medication. People are reading labels, but look, our skin is like sponges. We absorb everything around us. So we've known for a long time that we're exposed to chemicals that affect us. This study was pretty good. It looked at a whole bunch of chemicals and tried to figure out what are the most dangerous chemicals we should stay away from.
And?
It looked at rats, by the way, not humans, but believe it or not, mammary glands in rats are not that different physiologically.
Okay.
So this should hold true. So the biggest things we should be worried about are gasoline fumes, especially diesel fumes, okay? Charred food, so barbecued 4th of July food. Look, enjoy your food, but use some moderation. Try not to burn the food too much. Clean the char off the barbecue grill first. All sorts of cleaning solvents, stain-resistant material, fire-retardant material.
Gee.
Remember, BPAs, which are found in some plastics, are found in some of the receipts that you're handed from the stores, so just have that receipt emailed to you.
So to limit this, I mean, should we be using gloves more often? Should we just be mindful of the time we're around these chemicals?
Well, I've bought myself a big bubble suit. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. So, no, look, obviously, you can't live in a bubble, right? You can't live in it. So you try as much as you can to limit your exposure. Try to use organic creams and lotions.
Yeah, because I was worried about that. Perfume, colognes, and lotions, that's all absorbing into us, too.
That's right. You're sitting outside your kid's school. Shut the car off. Don't idle it. Try to maybe get an electric electric mower instead of a gas mower instead. Don't get flame-retardant materials. Don't use, floors that have stain-resistant material that your kids are going to be rolling around in. Polyurethane furniture, things that are filled with polyurethane foam are a problem. So be a little more conscious of your environment. Limit your exposure. You're not really going to be in a bubble.
All right, let's talk about concussions. Obviously, they can be very serious. Now there's some research that for kids, that the effects can emerge a little bit later in life.
Yeah, pretty cool study. Actually, concussions are a big problem for kids. The biggest problem with concussions is actually diagnosing them and figuring out that someone has it. Because if your kid has a concussion, you put him back on the field, it's that second hit. If they get hit again, that can really put him over the edge into some serious neurological problems. But this study, we always thought the concussions go away pretty quickly. Within a couple weeks, everything's gone. These researchers showed that in kids, sometimes even weeks later, you're getting symptoms, and those are more emotional, frustration, trouble with memory, other emotional disturbances that can last for months and months. And it's not a couple of kids, it's about a quarter of the kids that got concussions.
This is a big problem in my family. A nephew, serious concussions, long-term effects. What signs do you look for right at impact?
So right at impact, what you want to look for is any neurological change. Headache, dizziness, visual changes, any confusion. If you even suspect it for a second, take the kid off the field. Because you need to sort of take that stimulation away from the brain, right? Not only do you want to avoid a second hit, but you want to take stimulation away. You want someone in a quiet room, no iPad, no television. Let the brain rest for a couple of days. Take them out of school. Only when they can focus for 30, 40, 50 minutes at a time, go back to school, maybe even part-time. You want to be careful. And if your kid has symptoms, look, if you have a concussion, go see a doctor. If you have symptoms for more than 3 days, find a doctor who specializes in concussions, someone who really understands the pathophysiology of this.
Good advice.
Okay, now this has really got us this morning. The color of your eyes can actually predict how you handle pain.
Everyone's looking at each other's eyes.
We're all looking. I'm like, so look, blue,
I do obstetrics. When a woman walks in and she's like a big, bright redhead, we all say, oh, geez, because we know redheads, we already knew this, that redheads actually have less tolerance for pain. They don't metabolize anesthesia as well. So we know that certain things that, that we see on us are associated with pain threshold. Anesthesiologists made this great observation while taking care of patients. They're up at the head, they're looking at their eyes, and they said, it looks like the darker-eyed people are not tolerating pain as well. And they studied it, and it turned out that they don't tolerate pain as well. They actually have more anxiety related to pain. And they actually have more sleep disturbances with dark eyes as well.
You mean the brown eyes?
Well, wait a second, because he's got the blue eyes, but then he's got the red hair.
So blue and green are light.
Okay.
So you should be doing better. That's why you can pass a kidney stone.
I can pass a kidney stone. I could be passing one right now, and you'd never know it. So darker eyes don't handle pain as well.
Correct.
Interesting.
Exactly.
I know that.
Well, always great insight and information from our buddy. What color are your eyes? I could hit him right now. He wouldn't even feel it. Dr. Adam Ofer, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks again.